What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. That Geeky guy here, and today we'll be cracking open a Uprising box. Finally, it's here. The much anticipated set. 3 main heroes, Draconic, Elemental Wizard. Let's go. So I'm guessing that everyone knows the cards that are in the set, and everyone has started, I believe, crafting their own version of decks of Phi, Dromai, and also Islander. But Phi seems to be, I would like to say it's the most popular one, with Dromai being a close second. And wow, look at that pack. So as for the box, it looks really good. But I still think Everfresh has the best box design. So, but still, Flesh and Blood doesn't fail in the art department, that's for sure, in terms of design and art. And I really like their board bed that paper wrapping. Finally, I do not have to struggle when opening the packs. So happy about that. So there are a bunch of goodies in this set, especially in terms of extended art and stuff. So I'm really hoping to at least get some of those. So we're gonna start with a Oasis Respite. So we're gonna go a bit slow, but as we move along, we're gonna take a look at. We're gonna pick up the speed, but as we go along, so we have a Conduit of Frostburn. In this case, this is a rainbow foil, I believe. So a rainbow foil equipment, very nice. Always nice to have one of those. So these are our 2 rares. So Rise from the Ashes, if you don't know, it's basically a buff to the Draconic Ninja. So it's a Draconic Ninja action. Breaking Point is one of the more interesting cards because it has a CNC-like effect. Of course, provided that you played either Chainlink 4 and above. Of course, Phoenix Flame and the Dragons of Legends. So this is a way to actually mark your dragons because it is going to be a flip card. So here's what we're gonna do. All our rares go here. This is going to be our foils, and this is going to be our common pile. If there are any majestics and stuff, we're gonna put it just right below there. So we have a trade-in. So I've camera all the packs. I'm making sure all the packs are in. So Brother in Arms is the interesting one because we can actually pay 1 in order to gain +2. So this is going to see play, I believe, in a bit more defensive deck. So maybe Prism would want to have this. Maybe they can have the 6-1 in for mirror matches, and also they can actually pitch their footsteps and then +2 another pitch. So they actually utilize all of their pitches. Phoenix Form, our first majestic, very beautiful, excellent card for Phi. If you guys don't know, let's take a look. So if you're controlling 1 or more Phoenix Flame, Phoenix Form has go again. If you control 2 or more, it has +2. If you control 3 or more, it has a hero draw 3 cards. So ideally you want to have 2 because 3 can be a bit tricky to hit. Especially want to make sure that all your Phoenix Flames are in the graveyard, basically discard pile. So this is our rare. So only second pack in, and we are already starting pretty hot with a majestic and a rainbow foil equipment. Pretty nice. So for Conduit of Frostburn, I actually skipped over this card. So what this does is basically destroy it, and then the next card that you deal arcane damage with, you get to destroy a frozen card in the arsenal. So basically you have to freeze a card first before destroying it. So I'm not sure how feasible is that. So we have a Heatwave equipment, which is a ninja equipment. Oh, another majestic, this time a Tome of Firebrand. Indeed, this would fit really well in Phi and also Dromai, but I feel like Phi would also appreciate this by playing maybe 2 copies. 3 I feel a bit too much in my testing. So Findles is Fighting Spirit, so you want to have this. If you want to have this against Prism, it's pretty good because if you have lower life, you actually gain 1 while defending with it. So that's pretty cool. Making sure that I'm taking out the rares. I'm sorry if I'm going a bit too fast, because some of this I believe you guys has already seen. So you can review, the target opponent reveals their hand. If it is fused, put the action card with cost 0. And then we have Read the Ripples, Polar Cap, Dunebreaker. Rising Resentment is one of the cards that I really like, because it basically discounts one of the cards in your hand. So playing it as Chainlink 1 is pretty good. So it means that you can play something like a 0 cost. 0 cost would be bad because you want to have some discount. So you want to play a 1 cost card for 0. So we do have a Scar reprint, really interesting. So another of one of those. So we do have something similar in Tales of Aria, where you gain a life for a cost of 1. This one is slightly better, but still pretty bad compared to Sigil. Still want Sigil. So we have a Sweeping Blow as our foil. Succumb to Winter, you get to deal damage again. If it's first fuse, you get to destroy a frozen card. You can also destroy a frozen ally. So next time you Ice Fuse this turn, you get to create 4 Frostbite token. Whoa, might as well just skip your turn like that. Okay. So we are now currently at pack number 4. I believe it's 4. So we do have a Arctic Incarceration. You get to create a Frostbite token. Pretty simple. So I believe the red one would be creating 3. A Blue Scar, Sigil Protection, a Tide Flippers. So Tide Flippers is a good Arcane Barrier substitute, because you also get the go again when you are targeting 2 or less base damage. Benji would definitely want to have this. So we have a Invoke a Chromite. So this is, of course, dragons are going to be a flip card. So the way you want to track this is by having one of those token cards where I show you guys with a list of dragons. Really beautiful artwork. And Dunebreaker Capital. Ice Bolt. I believe Ice Bolt is a simple 2 for 5. And then we have Dustar Brand with Cinderclaw is another card I'm really interested in. Ooh, that's interesting. I didn't know this slot was okay. So we have a cold foil equipment. Helios Miter. Instant. Cost of 2. Prevent the next 1 damage. Really beautiful card. Beautiful cold foiling. Look at that beauty. We're getting hits after hits. Really happy so far. Okay, let's get the rest out. I was going to like glance through the card. Luckily I did stop for a bit just to take a look. Okay, let's go with the next one. You can slowly pick up the pace. So Burn Away. Burn Away is more of a draw my card because you do have to banish. On the other hand, 5 would prefer it being in the graveyard so he can actually bring it back. So we do have a Invoke Mirror Guy. So I can't really tell from the camera whether it has a foiling because it can be a bit difficult. So the first dragon attack each turn, loses and can't gain Phantasm. So this is a very similar to, I believe, Piercing Reality. Is it Piercing Reality? The auras that actually allows you to lose Phantasm. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna put the rest here. Read the Ripples, Skittering, Renegade, a Frostbite token, and Islander. So do make sure that you check this slot. I almost missed that out. It's very interesting. Didn't thought that would be possible, that I would almost miss out a cold foil. So we do have a Critical Strike. For the cost of 1, it's dealing 5 and 3. So I really like this card. So if you see this card in draft, definitely take this because it blocks for 3 and 5. It's on the higher end of the curve. So during drafting, do get this. Glacial Horn. Hypothermia. Hypothermia is a annoying card because I don't really play classes that play Frostbite, so classes like Lexi and stuff all time. So this type of cards really annoys me because attack you controls can go again. At the end of your end phase, you get to destroy this. So this is Affliction Aura. This is something that you give to your opponent, I believe. Right. Okay. So an Affliction enters the arena under a opposing hero's control. Right. So 3 Majestic so far, 1 Cold Foil, 1 Rainbow Foil. Transmogrify is one of the cooler card because you get to increase the base damage of the next attack action. So if your opponent doesn't have a way to pop, they're going to have a hard time. Let's go with the next one. We have Sigil of Protection. We have a Flame Call Awakening. So this is definitely something you want to have in your fight deck. Next, we have Sift. So you get to put 2 cards from your hand to the bottom of the deck, which I feel is a good cycle card for Briar. Briar might want to play this. And we have Invoke a Necria. This is one of the Sickest Dragon. I mean, look at it. It's monochromatic. It looks different. It looks scary. And also, whenever it deals or is dealt damage, you get to put a -1 counter, and then you get to create an Ash token. So that's the reason it has a bunch of high damage. I would say a pretty hefty health point. And that's, if that makes sense. Yeah. So she can actually, it's a she, I believe, can create a bunch of Ash tokens. So that's what you want as Stromite. Fill the field with Ash tokens. So during drafting or what, so make sure that you see until the end of the pack or whatever. So Sigil of Permafrost, if it's fused, the next time you deal arcane damage, you create that many Frostbite tokens. So if you're dealing 2 arcane, you're creating 2 Frostbite tokens. So Flex is another card which is interesting because you get to pay 2 against +2. So this is I would say this is a slightly, depending on how you see it, this might be a slightly worse version of Exude Confidence. I do prefer Exude Confidence over this because you get to pitch 3 in order to activate, and you can pitch more than once. Flex, on the other hand, is more of a budget version of Exude, I guess, if you want to put it that way. See the next one. Guardian Arms, Blaze Headlong, Sigil Protection, Silence Stilettos, Mounting Anger, Vapehawks. So Vapehawks is one of the cards that I'm really interested in when I saw it, because when it hits a hero, they lose life equals to the number of cards in their hand. So if they have 4 cards in their hand, they're losing 4 life. So +1, it's a total of 5 for the cost of 0. So this is really good against classes that want to keep their hand, especially aggro classes. So we have Stoke the Flames. So we have Rig the Embers, Soaring Strike, Embermore, Sanipai, and the List of Dragons. So you want to keep some of these. If you are playing Dromai, definitely keep those. You want to keep those. Next one. Storm of Sandakai would be our token. So we have another Brother of Arms, Tide Flippers again, Mounting Anger, Strategic Planning, a nice foil Ice Bolt. Right, so let me get them where. So we have 2 of these. Whew. So we have about, we're going through half the box, I think. So we have a Glacial Horn, Flame Call Awakening, Transmogrify, Engulfing Flame, and Arise from the Ashes. I believe it's a foil. So 3 rares. Transmogrify, you, I think, would see some play. Maybe the red one. It does cost 1, so it's pretty cheap. Reminds me of Phantasmify. So if there is a way to actually lose the Phantasm, maybe in combination with Dreamweaver, this might be pretty good. This might be pretty good. So we have a Breaking Point, Cooling Sleeve, Ice Eternal. So this is one of the stronger card for Islander. So Icelander reads, you get to create X Frostbite token, so it does cost double. So if you're pitching 4, you're creating 2 Frostbite token. Then if it's fused, you get to deal arcane damage to your, oh nice, a foil Breaking Point. Gonna put that there. And let's see, a red Transmogrify. Next one, we have a nice Critical Strike, Flameborn, Final Spy Fighting Spirit, Invoke Mirror Guy, and Insidious Chill. A foil Majestic. So Insidious Chill enters the arena with 3 Frost counter. When if have no Frost counter, you get to destroy it. If you Ice Fuse, removes a fragile. If you do, target hero, which is really annoying every time you Ice Fuse. You're basically forcing your opponent to discard a card unless they pay 2, which is very similar to Winter's Bite, but in the form of Aura. So you can actually, it's possible to do it multiple times per turn. So I'm gonna put all the rest here. Interestingly, I've not seen any Majestic Dragons. I believe there is 1 Majestic Dragons. Is it Tomotai? Only Tomotai? I'm not sure. So we have a Red Swift, Invoke Kyloria, and an Aether Icewind. So a Red Swift might be a bit too much. I would prefer a blue one. Conduit of Frostburn, of Frosting. For the cost of 0, you're dealing 3 arcane damage. Pretty vanilla. Next one. Next one, we are looking through the next one. We have a Arctic Incarceration, Healing Balm, Heat Wave, Rapid Reflex, a nice Combustion Point, a Draconic Ninja Attack Reaction. So this is pretty cool because this card, I do like this card. It's a route for Ninja because you can banish any non-equipment, provided you have a bunch of Chain Link. So usually you want to have Chain Link 3. Or yeah, Chain Link 3 would be fine. 4 is a bit too much because this does cost 1. And a Mounting Anger. So let's put our Majestic here. Mounting Anger goes here. Okay. Next, Scar, Arctic Incarceration, Lava Burst, Spellfire Cloak. This is Ausian Howl. So Rapid Reflex. Okay, so I did voice out my concern on Rapid Reflex on Twitter, but I feel for the cost of 1, gaining +1 for a specific costed card is pretty bad. Unless you're running it in Benji, I guess it's pretty cool because you get to block for 3. So, but in short, I do hope that this card can do more, but unfortunately that's not the case. So if we go to the end, we do have a Frostbite token, a Sweeping Blow. Oh, the next one. So we do have a trade-in. So we attack with trade-in. So we did saw a bunch of this one. Just take our time. You may discard if you do draw a card. So this is a cycle card. So Mounting Anger, Strategic Planning, Skittering Stand. Okay. Mounting Anger is definitely something 5 would want in his deck. The natural go again really helps. The banish is really cool. So far we have about 6 hits, 7 hits. If we include the equipment, it's gonna be 8, which is decent. So we do have a Tome of Duplicity, a Wizard action, a Majestic. So look at the top 2 card of your deck, then banish one. If it's a non-attack action, you can play it as an instant. So this is basically Kano's ability in the form of action. So Islander can actually use this. So we do have a Ronin Renegade as our foil. Let's go next one. We should have about 4 more packs to go. Pretty close to the end. So we have Searing Touch, Brother in Arms, Critical Strike, Silicon Form, Dampen, Invoke Chromai, and Read the Ripples. So let's flip Chromai over and then that's... Okay, that's it. Let's put this there. Just making sure you don't miss anything. So that's a Phoenix Flame and a Dust Runner Outlaw. So here we go, Flameborn Retribution. So we have a Flex, Invoke Kyloria again. Let's go to the end. All right. 2 more packs to go. So far, this pack, I mean, this set I would say is really fun to open actually. Though I would say the color scheme is more towards red. Not necessarily my favorite color, but still really cool art. Transmogrifies. So Rise from the Ashes, it is something I think Fi would appreciate in his deck. So, but make sure that you start the combat chain with it. You don't want to be breaking in the middle of combat chain playing Rise of the Ashes. So we do have a Brothers in Arms, Spellfire Cloak, Rise from the Ashes, Flex, and a nice foil trading. Let's quickly go through to make sure I didn't miss any. I believe now we are at the final pack. Let's go. So we do have a Blaze Headlong, which is pretty cool. We have a Final Spiriting Spirit and a... There we go, last pack magic, and this one would be a rainbow foil. This is a rainbow foil Crown of Providence. It's not cold foil, but hey, we take what we can. It's one of the best equipment in the set. Beautiful card, beautiful looking card. Definitely a great one. Definitely going into the thumbnail. Excellent card. I'm gonna sleeve that up in a bit once this video ends. I'm gonna be very careful with this. So we do have a cold foil equipment. So really cool. So all this, we have about 7 Majestics, rainbow foil equipment, cold foil equipment, and a rainbow foil equipment. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been my first ever Uprising box. I hope you guys enjoy as much as I did, especially with the beautiful crown, which you can sleeve right away. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.